Hi, in this video we're going to show you a tool you could use to mute your computer, or actually, turn off the volume based on a certain situation. So it's called WinMute, so it's a free download. Once you run it, you might get a message from Windows saying, we don't know who this publisher is, do you trust it? And then it's up to you, obviously, to continue or not. So then once it's installed, you'll have this little icon here in your system tray. You could right-click on it. You could actually check some options right from here, or you could just go to the settings. So if you want the program to run on system startup, you could check this box. And then here's some, if you want to turn on notifications, you could check this box. So the defaults are to mute it when the workstation is locked and when the screen turns off, and then to restore the volume afterwards. Then you have some other options to mute without volume restore. So if you wanted to turn off the volume when the computer shuts down, sleeps or hibernates, or when you log out, or when you start remote desktop sessions, you could do that, but then it won't turn the volume back on after you're done. And then there's quiet hours. So if you wanted to turn off the sound at a specific time and then turn it back on at a specific time. So let's say you have something running in the background and you go to bed, and rather than turn it off, you just want to have your computer muted for these hours. And then you should probably check this force unmute if you want it to come back on. Otherwise, it'll keep it muted. Then you can show notifications for that. And then if you have a Bluetooth headset, you could have it mute your computer if the Bluetooth headset loses its connection. That way it doesn't come blasting through your speakers. And then this one here, if you want to enable muting based on which wireless connection you're connected to. So if you're like, in the library or something connected there, you don't want your sound coming through, you could use that option. Okay, so right now let's demonstrate the locked option here. So if we lock the workstation, it should turn off the sound. So let me start some sound here first. Got some music going here. Let me lock the computer. Okay, so the music stopped, but you can still see we have a little playlist here. So let's log back in. The music continued. And the other option is when the screen turns off. So I have the power option set to turn off the screen after 1 minute of not touching the mouse. So let's just wait a minute. We'll see if it turns off, and I'll actually just fast forward it to the 1 minute mark. Okay, so the screen went off. And the music should stop in a second here. There we go, music stopped. So if we move the mouse. All right, so now the music is back. Okay, so let's try out the quiet hours. So it's 12:48. Let's try this 49, and then 50. And we'll see what happens at 12:48 if it turns off the music and comes back on to 12:50. All right, so 12:49, the music stopped, and you can see it muted it. So let's see what happens at 12:50. All right, so it's 12:50. Music's back on, and it unmuted it. So like I said, for that, let me go back to the settings here. Pause this too. For the quiet hours, just make sure you check the force unmute. Otherwise, good chance it'll keep it muted with the X over your volume icon there. Okay, so I will put a link in the description where you could download this and you could try it out for yourself and see if you like it. All right, thanks for watching, and be sure to subscribe.